What's going on, everybody? Happy Tag Team Thursday. We're back again. The crew, Tag Team Thursday, started off with just the Rican and his comics. So just want to remind everybody right now, if you're watching this replay or you're just joining in from my channel directly, this is not where this thing started. And a lot of you are already familiar with this. If you guys are just new to this, again, check it out. We jump 15 minutes from each of our YouTube channels. Starts over with Rod, just Rican and his comics at 6:30 Eastern time. Then we go over to John's comics with kids after that. And then from there, we go to Tony, Old Wolf 65, then Dan, Comic Chop News, and then followed by Brandon, aka ComixKings, who was just on. And I feel like I was just running a marathon because that kid just talks so quick. And I thought I was a fast talker, but man, and I love it. I love the energy. So gets me hyped. All the other guys, they get me hyped. So this is fun stuff. So again, if you're here in the live chat, appreciate you. If you're catching the replay, always appreciate you guys just taking the time to watch that. Do me a favor, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're new, welcome. And make sure you just subscribe to everybody else that's down below that I just listed. I put their descriptions, their links in the description. So with that being said, let's jump into it. I got 5 books I want to talk about because this is my segment of books to read, right, for March 25th or March 24th, yesterday's releases. So before I get into it, though, I like to always say hello to the chat. So let's see what we got. We got Ian in the house representing Team Nerd Herd right off the bat. Hood Rat Comics, good to see you, my friend. And we also got Eric Azores, Tiger, hello. Spine Ticks, represent. We got C3 in the house. What's going on, C3? Saw you in some of the other chats earlier today, too. Keep it comics, absolutely. Coach Vic, hello. Yeah, same thing. Saw Coach Vic earlier on in the chats as well and some of the other videos. So welcome. Guys, if you're new, like I said, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like. I would really appreciate it. We got Copy 801, my man. What's going on, bro? Always good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Todd Christian in the house as well. Another one, always hanging out and supporting the tag team crew as well as PJ King. Appreciate you guys. We got Travis, my man. Travis Station, brother Station. Dude, man, yeah, man, all over that. I had to give a huge shout out to Fable later because did not know, was not part of the station crew until recently. So love you guys. Comic Chop News, Dan, awesome job earlier today. If you guys missed that, make sure you check that out. I'm also going to be on Dan's channel April 3rd. He mentioned that he's doing the Saga of the Swamp Thing book club book review. So he invited me to that. So I'm really excited to join him and the rest of the crew over there on April 3rd, Saturday. So make sure you check that out. I think it's 11 o'clock Eastern on that Saturday. We got Fable, my man Fable in the house, dude. Having some great laughs with this man right here. My DC brother, right? Cracking up because I just, if anybody's seen my recent haul, it's been weird. I own more DC books now from what I just picked up than I haven't picked that many DC books up in a long time. So having a good laugh. We got Big Herm in the house. Herminio, what's up? Enter the Sandman. That's right, bro. Let's see, ComixKings, Brandon, he was just on, so nice job, man. Always pleasure teaming up with you here. So love the energy that you bring. I know I mentioned that. So we also got Nick. Nick's Kicks in the house. What's up, Nick? Hello. I haven't seen you all before. You guys all look familiar. Yeah, just a little bit. Man, this is awesome, man. We got 17 guys in here, 17 people in here. So make sure you hit that thumbs up, like I said before, and appreciate all the support. And if you guys are catching this replay, thanks so much. There's the other half of Spine Ticks right there. Sith Lordly in the house. Good to see you, bro. And there's Rod. That's the man right there. Started all off today at 6:30 as well as every Thursday at 6:30 as he goes over his books that he just got the day after New Comic Book Day. So make sure you check that out. And there goes the chat just jumped. Tomorrow, my dude, man, we definitely got to do some collaboration very soon, man. Love your support and everything that you do in this community for real. Happens when you start. That's what happens when you start stationing. Yeah, man. It's good times. There's Old Wolf Tony as well. Tony, I hope you're feeling better. You're looking good, man. I know you just went through that operation before, but glad you got the cast off. So always good to see you. If you guys missed that, make sure you check out Old Wolf as well. He was on at 7 o'clock. Eastern time earlier today. All right, so I think I got almost everybody. If I didn't, I apologize. Just continue leaving comments in the chat. I'm sure I will catch you. But let's break down just a few of the books that I read, and I'm going to go off a little bit in a different direction, but I will first start with some of the books that I have. I'm pointing downwards on my list here, right? You guys know I talk about the digital books, but I do have some physical books that I want to show off too. So I'll get into that. So I think the very first thing that I'm going to start with is one of my favorite. I mean, all these books that I've read that I'm going to talk about today were just outstanding. And Rod said it best when he mentioned it too. I'm going to start with Stray Dogs. And I know he ended with this. This was one of his favorites of the week. This is absolutely one of my favorites of the week as well. This is issue number 2. I was just talking to Morbius about this. He was asking, he's like, guys, I hear everybody talking about Stray Dogs. What's it about? Is it worth checking out? I'm like, bro, go buy issue 1, go buy issue 2, go read both of them, and then text me later and say thank you, because you're going to love these. So I told him a little bit of a background in which you guys, if you don't know, essentially it's kind of like Lady and the Tramp meets, what was the description? Meets Silence of the Lambs, right? So it's like this like happy, cute puppy thing, but then also on the other side, there's this like much darker murder mystery type vibe to this book. So won't get too detailed in this, but we do get to see a little bit more of the situation that Sophie gets into. Sophie is the main dog here. It started out with Sophie being with her owner, and then she went to the vet, and she wakes up the next day and she's no longer at the vet or at her owner's house. She's at some other dude's house with a bunch of other dogs. The other dogs are very welcoming, and it's cool because you get to see you meet them, you get to know their names, their personalities. They all have their own little quirks, it's really cool. So if you like dogs, especially, this is a great read. I got my girlfriend reading this, and she loves dogs. So that was kind of my pitch to her. And she's really, really enjoying this. And I should note, she does not read comic books very often. So got her to read this, and we are both enjoying it very much. So hope that you guys are reading this. And if you're not, I do recommend it. I think it's only 5 issues altogether. So yeah, can't wait to read. Yeah, man, enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. There it is right there. Rod saying just he loved it as well. So the next book up that I want to talk about is, and where is it? So this too, another, I guess I'm starting with the indies, right? So the other book I absolutely love for my indie stuff that I just have recently read, Shadow Doctor, issue number 2. This is just getting better and better. I feel like I feel like I love this issue more than I like the second one. And I'm sorry, I like this one more than I like the first one. I like the first one. I've heard mixed feelings from some people about the first one. Overall, I really enjoyed the first, but this one right here, it got even better for me. So if you guys are not familiar with Shadow Doctor, it takes place in the 1930s. It's based on a true story, on a true person, Nathaniel Calloway, who's the grandfather of Peter Calloway, the one writing this. And so he's kind of telling his grandfather's story, and how he kind of, he was in the 1930s. He was studying to be in the medical field. He was African-American and was not able to get in because there were white hospitals and they all turned him down. Then he wanted to try his own practices, and he got turned down by the banks. He got turned down by the banks for racial reasons. And of course, they kind of beat around the bush and say, oh, nothing personal. All these banks, they turn him down. And so, he's really struggling, and he ends up going back and working with the mob. He works with Al Capone a little bit. He goes and meets him. It's pretty crazy stuff. And again, it's based on a true story. So we get a little more glimpse here about him as a kid for a little bit, and then it flashes forward to the current day stuff and how he's kind of working his way into how he wants to make money and an honest living, but he is kind of tied into the mob. So it's really, really interesting. So definitely recommend this if you guys have not read this. Also, I just love this cover, bright orange. I would say that just for that alone, it'd be good for comic gories, John. This would be a good comic gories cover, like Make It Rain or something like that, right? All the money there. So let's see. Fable says every Shadow Doctor cover looks like a Biggie album. Hell yeah, there you go. There's Lindsay saying loved issue didn't love issue 1, but she loved 2. Yeah, so she didn't love Shadow Doctors number 1. Definitely loved Shadow Doctors number 2. That's my girlfriend, by the way. And let's see, Big Herm said I missed out on the first Shadow Doctor. Hope to get it in trade. Yeah, I mean that's a great way to go about it if you missed out on it to begin with. But yeah, I would highly recommend checking it out if you can at some point. Like you said, do it in trade. I think that would be a good opportunity to do so. Sounds like a show to me. Yeah, man. Oh yeah, for sure. This could definitely be a show. Absolutely, 100%. So yeah, very cool stuff here. And again, true story stuff. I love that stuff. So all right, next thing up I want to talk about is is this where I'm not I have it here physically. So let me just pull this out real quick. I'm going with Alien, and this is the Patrick Gleason cover. I don't know if you guys, I know everyone was talking about it in their shows earlier, and this was badass, man. I really, really enjoyed this. I'm not the biggest Alien fan. I don't have anything against Alien. I remember watching it when I was younger. I just never went back to those movies, never rewatched them that many times. Maybe I need to. Maybe I need to go back, especially seeing a lot of the team here talking about it and the people in the chat talking about it. Maybe I just need to go back and check it out again. It definitely, there would be a lot of scenes I don't remember. So, but anyways, so this is definitely stands on its own. You don't need to know anything about aliens to get into this. It's got some really awesome horror type vibes, and it is very dark, man. I was like, I mean, it's like what's the word? I mean, it's gruesome. Like I wouldn't definitely not recommended. Do not recommend this for children. It was a little slow in the beginning, but of course, you got to build up a little bit. It takes place in the future, 2200, so 2200 is the year, and they're out in outer space at one of their stations that the scientists have built. Part of this government plan, this agency that they have, and then there is, of course, you have Earth. And there's a lot of mixed feelings on Earth about the government and what they're doing in space. So yeah, I won't get too into detail other than that, but there were definitely some moments, and you know what I'm talking about if you read this. Definitely some moments that, and I'll tell you, I was reading it digitally. So this is what I love about digital reading. I know I've talked to a lot of people about this. I have nothing against physical books. Like I read them from time to time, but I really do enjoy the experience from digital stuff and seeing some of the big moments in this. Again, I'm not going to say what they are, but some of the big moments when you're swiping and you're doing the panel to panel digital reading, those scenes hit you just like a movie. And it's like, it was like, I was reading it at work and like, I flipped to this and this scene hits me and I'm looking around like, man, if coworkers like saw what I'm looking at right now, they'd be like, what are you looking at, man? So it's pretty heavy. But definitely had to go with this cover. I really, really love the Gleason's just been killing it, man. So if you didn't know, Gleason is the one that also does the Spider-Man 55, ASM 55 that came out, the really cool webhead cover that's been kind of reprinted too many times at this point. But yeah, so let me jump back up in the chat here just for a second. PJ talking about Shadow Doctor does a good job in exploring racism in the North. Everyone has the assumption that it was just the South that was racist. In 1968, racists chased MLK out of Chicago. There you go. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely, I think, opens that up a little bit more and showing kind of what's going on up north. Big Herm also talking great cover. Yeah, man, absolutely. Let's see, Aliens. I thought Aliens had a slow build, which yeah, I agree. Maybe a little too slow. But I'm looking forward to where Johnson takes it. Yeah, no, I'm with you. The beginning was a little slow, but again, for certain issues, I think to kind of set the stage, it's kind of needed to some degree. I do think it picked up pretty well, and again, I was really blown away. See what I did there? You guys know what I'm talking about. A little blown away by some of the stuff that happens in the book. So or some of the action that picks up. So that's my pre-order. Nice, very nice. Let's see. Yep, love that cover. Smash that like button. Yep, agree. C3. Let's see. I'm glad most of the tag team likes Alien. Yeah. No, I'm definitely gonna buy issue number 2 for sure. Definitely gonna buy issue number 2. Yeah, so many variants. Mixed feelings about the amount of variants, but hey, I've had that conversation recently with Morbius on our show on Tuesday, so you guys know how we feel a little bit with variants in general. But all right, so just jumping through some of these. All right, so the next book that I want to talk about, let's see, I covered. So it's actually 2 books, and it has to do with DC, right? So I mentioned earlier, I talked about DC. Making jokes with Fable about it. You guys might have seen it in the chats and stuff. I have a Discord, and we've been talking about it over in the Discord. And so I'm not a DC guy. I like Batman. I've always liked the idea of Batman growing up as a kid. Like, always enjoyed the idea of him and Superman and Wonder Woman and watching the cartoons, the 90s, and then later the films that have come out and Christian Bale and all that other stuff, and always loved all that stuff. But when I got into comic books, I tried to get into everything, right? And I think I got a little overwhelmed because I tried to take on DC, tried to take on Marvel. I think at that point I started to explore Saga was my only indie book at that time that I was starting to explore. And again, this was like 3 years ago, almost a little less than 3 years ago. And so about 6 to 8 months into me getting really involved in collecting, back 2018, 2019, I decided that I was going to slow down on DC because ultimately I was so in love with Daredevil, so in love with X-Men over the past year and a half, a lot of other just Marvel books, that I didn't want to get, it was just so much, and being new, I wanted to go back and read old classic books. I was reading classic Daredevil, like Stan Lee stuff and Jack Kirby stuff and Fantastic Four, from the 60s and the 70s, and some Captain America, things like that. So I was just so wrapped up my time, spreading that out to that DC to me, it was just so overwhelming. So I'm like, I'm going to shelf DC altogether. I'm not going to collect anything right now. And so I slowed down, and other than the occasional cool cover, that I'd fall for still, I would buy, if it was a cool Batman book or something like that, or just like a must-have variant, then I would buy it. But otherwise, I wasn't reading anything. And so I want to first mention, this is not one of the top 5 books for my show tonight, and I apologize. I might go over a little bit here. What's up, Matt? Matt Woods in the house. Good to see you, bro. Thanks for stopping in, man. So just sharing my thoughts on DC and kind of where I'm at right now, because I just talked about some indie stuff. I just talked about Marvel, and this goes. I should mention I'm still in love with Marvel. I love Marvel, love X-Men, love Daredevil. All that stuff still stands. I'm just exploring right now, partially because of what DC is doing, especially with Future State is what first got my attention. Where I'm like, well, I see so many of my friends that are talking about DC. While some put some things down, there are obviously some series that people are enjoying. So I decided to go with some Future State stuff. I liked some of the things I read. I thought some of it was okay. And I know that it was just 2 issues, 1 issue, whatever. I like the new Wonder Woman. What's her name? Yara Flor. I really like that whole direction. I'm looking forward to the new series that's coming out with Joelle Jones. Really excited for that. So yeah, see some DC. So, and Brandon knows, I've been talking a little bit more about it now. So, I decided with this new launch, I wanted to go with this book right here. And so I just want to show, because I didn't get to talk about this on last week. I read this over the weekend, and this has made me. I fell in love with this book. If you guys, I don't know if you guys have read this or not, but this was just so good. Tom Taylor. What's his name? Bruno Redondo doing the artwork. I guess they've worked together on some other things before. Tom Taylor just did an amazing job with this. I read it twice in one day, and I should note, I've never read any Nightwing before. I was talking to JP Collects earlier in the weekend about this as well. Never read Nightwing before, and never read anything from Tom Taylor before. And so reading this was like just a different world. I got my girlfriend to read this. That's how much I enjoyed this. We actually got teary-eyed from this book here. I mean, this was emotional. So I love this. And what I'm nervous about is, did this set the bar for my expectations in a false way, right? Like, is this giving me false hope for this? What's up, Perry Station, brother? Good to see you, man. Copy saying that Tom Taylor is amazing. Yeah. So, I mean, it was such an emotional read for me, and I really love this. I found Future State to be a great jumping in point. Absolutely. And Fable's another one I've been talking to about this stuff, because he's kind of in the same boat as me, where he's just exploring it more now for the first time, and really getting involved. I think Fable's been reading a little bit more often than I have. I think it's been the past year, kind of as this whole Future State stuff is coming out. But I agree, it was definitely a good time to jump in. And then, of course, leading into this, the Infinite Frontier. Man, I love this. So I'm not even talking about my books yet, but this is the book that has really said to me, let's give DC a shot. Let's dive in. Let's explore this series. Right, I'm going to continue reading Nightwing. Let's explore some other issue number 1s, and that's what I'm going to get to momentarily. But again, I'm worried. Like, am I creating this false hope that, like, you know, is it just this one book that's going to be good and the rest of it's going to be garbage? I know John's Comics with Kids, he's talked about it. He hasn't been a fan of some of the editorial work that's been done in the past with DC, you know, before the relaunch. So yeah, I'm just it's something I want to explore. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Deceased, yes, and I saw someone else mention Deceased. Definitely want to explore that as well for Tom Taylor. So here's the first book that I read of this week's stuff that I read. And look at me, look at this guy here, the Marvel guy, the Marvel man here, buying cover A and cover B of DC's Teen Titans Academy issue #1. So yeah, this was a little hard for me to get into, just partially because I didn't read the future state stuff, which actually I just downloaded. I'm gonna go read that later, either tonight or tomorrow. Because so I was a little lost with some of the characters. They didn't mean as much to me, but ultimately I liked the idea of it because it reminded me of X-Men. And I, you know, just remind me of like the school of students, that whole thing, and like what they're going to be taught and how to battle, how to protect themselves, how to save the world, that kind of thing. So I am really, I'm looking forward to this. I like the artwork. I was digging the artwork in this. So yeah, definitely gonna, and Nightwing was in it. So, you know, again, fell in love with that Nightwing book. I don't know if it's just that I'm falling in love with the writer or the artist or the character or the combination of everything, but you know, I'm happy about it. And so I'm giving some of these other books a shot. Let me jump in. Sorry, just this whole thing just jumped on me. Copy says Teen Titan Academy was a solid 7.5. All right, that's fair. That is fair. Yeah, like nothing significant happened, at least to what I saw, but it is setting something up. So, and like I said, I'm going to go back, read the rest of Teen Titans, the future state stuff, so I can get a little bit more background on some of that stuff. Fable mentioned Ram V. So that was the other book. Other than Tom Taylor's Nightwing, I also read Ram V's Swamp Thing, which I loved. I loved the dark vibes of that book, man. I never read a Swamp Thing book before, so I understand it's a different Swamp Thing, a different character technically, but I really liked the read. So that's another one, another DC book that I'm exploring and gonna give some time to. Let's see, PJ saying Teen Titans Academy was a fun book. Yeah. Yep. And like I said, it definitely reminded me a little bit of the X-Men stuff. So John had mentioned, I know there was that DC Marvel crossover between Teen Titans and X-Men. So I might go back and check that out at some point. Curious what you guys thought. I know Copy had given me some things to check out as well, some Teen Titan books. Curious what you guys think of some of the older Teen Titan books. Any recommendations that you have? I know Copy put in the Discord earlier about it, so definitely want to. I might read up on some of that stuff too. Hoping that DC back issues keys heat up. The Marvel keys are starting to get way too expensive. Yeah, man. I mean, a lot of things in general are just jumping like crazy. Jumpcast in the house. What's going on, Mark? Good to see you, bro. Pleasure, man. I appreciate you stopping in, man. Mark always has some great stuff. He's a DC man, and he's always picking up some really great stuff and sharing that over on his Instagram page. And I know he has him and his crew, the Chumpcast on YouTube. Make sure you guys sub them up. They're doing stuff on the weekends and stuff. So good to see you, my friend. So yeah, just kind of sharing my story of DC and how I'm kind of not re-getting into it. I'm kind of getting into it for the first time. It's like, it's just new. So so the other book that I read was Harley Quinn. I don't have it. I don't have the physical book, but I did read Harley Quinn. And I'm talking about the first issue of the reset here. Anybody familiar with that artist? Let me see. Rosmo? Anybody know the artist here for this? Ranvi is doing a great job in Swamp Thing and JLD. Todd, yeah, so totally agree with Swamp Thing. Maybe I have to check out Justice League Dark. I'm not sure. I mean, I've never read a Justice League Dark book either. I'm actually shocked I know what JLD stands for. So yeah, let's see. He also says I would recommend the Adam Glass run from last year. Okay, interesting. It's better than the Wolf from Classic run. Ooh, okay. All right. Yeah. Copy made a post about it. Yeah, you did. Definitely will check it out. Oh, you made a post on Instagram. Is that what you're talking about too? Because I know you put it in the Discord, had a whole list. So I definitely will check that out. Let's see, Mark saying, yeah, man, absolutely, brother. Likewise. Copy also talking about the artist did a bunch of the future state stuff. Okay. So I feel like I wouldn't like this artist in other books, But because it's Harley Quinn, and I have, just from my experience of what I've ever read or watched of Harley Quinn, basically the movies, I feel like this style of artwork fits this book. Not sure what you guys, who's read this, but I actually I like the artwork. It kind of grew on me in just the style of with this book. I don't know if I like it for other things necessarily, but I think it goes well with the wackiness with Harley Quinn. Ultimately, I like this. I think I'm going to have to go back and read a little bit more of the older Batman stuff, like Batman, like the Punchline stuff, because there's just some things that are dropped in here that I just don't fully understand or get. And obviously, like, Harley Quinn's kind of working with Batman now, sort of, kind of. She's not getting paid for it. They make a little joke about that in here. But Batman's like, you got to prove yourself, and so she's like, all right, fine. So she's kind of doing some good things, from my understanding. So I'm curious to see where this goes. I am going to buy the next issue as it comes out. Yeah, good call, Rod. Guys, remember, this is Tag Team Thursday. Started off over on Rod the Rican. I put all of the past shows in their links in the description to make sure you sub them up as well. However, the writing was very good. Yeah, so okay, so you didn't like the artwork, but yeah, so I mean, if you can get by the artwork, again, I think I liked it for this. I did like it for this, artwork for this. And I liked the writing. I thought it was good. So Herminio's saying, love me some Harley Quinn. Yeah, I'm with you there, man. I liked it in the films, and I'm curious where this goes. Anyone reading the other Harley Quinn book that's out, the one that just came out, issue number 6, the artwork looks really good. I think it's like the White Knight Harley Quinn or something like that. I don't know anything about White Knight stuff. Batman, White Knight, none of that. I don't know anything about that. The artwork just looks incredible. Also curious if you guys in the chat are reading what is it? The Tom King Batman and Catwoman. That I'm curious if you guys are reading that. The artwork on that looks amazing too. I think that's Clay, right? Who's doing the art? I loved what they were doing, Tom King and him. Before I like a lot of their 12 issue sets. The miniseries and things like that. I actually did kind of like. That was when I was first getting into DC, when I was like 2.5 years ago when I got into comics. That's what I was reading was Tom King's Batman, and from the beginning, right from his launch, I really liked those first couple of trades. That the War of Jokes and Riddles. I don't know if you guys read that trade. I bought them in trade, and I thought that was really good. Love the artwork. Man, I love the artwork. And then, I thought that was a really good story. I know I kind of slowed down on it. I didn't even get to the wedding, but I know a lot of people did not like the wedding. Copy fits the Harley Quinn style for sure. Has written the same way she was in Future State. All right. Yeah, I mean, I wonder, maybe I'll check out the Future State Harley Quinn, because that's not one I didn't read. Desired Comics, my man Nigel just did a really great interview with him this past Saturday on my show, Origins. Make sure you check that out. And he's doing an awesome giveaway that ties into that show. So you guys should go to his Instagram page, check that out, see what you have to do, the details. He's giving away slabs. He's giving away some other books. If we hit a certain spot, I'm going to give away some books as well. I'm also doing I'm doing a 500 subscriber giveaway. I just crossed 500, so want to do that, something like that. Maybe this weekend I'll do an announcement or something like that. Overall, for thumbs up for Infinity Frontier. Yeah. That was the other book. I bought that one. Infinity Frontier issue number 0 or whatever. I bought that one, did not read it yet, but I will. Harley is trying to make up for the cast of the Joker War, is now an anti-hero territory. Oh, okay, so there you go. So Joker War, I didn't read that either. That's probably something I might just randomly jump into. I've heard mixed things about it, but usually if people say it was okay, then that means I'm going to love it. So sorry, the chat just jumped on me. Fable, love that LaRoe cover, man. Hell yeah. Picked up the really dope art. Oh, because he's talking about the nonstop, man. I appreciate you, Matt, for picking that up, and you were talking about that before, man. The Greg LaRoque nonstop Spider-Man issue number 1. Really appreciate the love and support. Everybody's been reaching out to me about that book, so very cool. Sorry guys, the chat jumped on me. I don't want to skip anybody here, but Batman Catwoman is so good. Wow, Shamar, okay, so good. So great. All right, I'm in then. I'm in. I think, is that a mini series too? I think that's a mini series. White Knight books take place in an alternate universe. All right, right. So that's what I thought. So is Harley Quinn's a good guy, good girl in this scenario? I guess is that what it is? Any White Knight books are self-contained. That's good. All right, good to know. So maybe I'll jump in. Clayman, thank you, Travis. I said Clay, right? Or is it Clayman? Is it Clayman? Two N's. Um, let's see. Chat just jumped again. Emerald in the house. What's up, Emerald Knight? Good to see you, man. Big Herm just said you have to start from the beginning with the Tinian run on Batman. Yeah, so that's what I think I'm going to do, Big Herm. I'm going to start with that, and actually I think that's going to be what I'm going to be doing. I'm teaming up with Victoria, Read Across the Stars over on Instagram. We're gonna be doing a bit of a book club style thing here soon, and that's going to be the first trade of that, of the James Tinian stuff, is what we're going to read. So anybody want to chime in and join us in the chat? We're really excited. We're going to start that in the middle of April. So keep in mind that that's coming up. Really excited about that. Let's see. Travis said, read it. It gives you the insight to what's to come for DC. Okay, I think you're talking about the Infinity Frontier, right? Yeah, I think I may dabble. I may dabble. John says, I want to read the 12-issue Cat in trade paper. That probably makes sense. I'm doing that for the other Tom King thing, the Tom King Adam Strange Strange Academy, I think's the name of it, right? You were just talking about it. I read that first issue and I really liked it. So I like, that was something where I'm like, okay, I don't want to just go into everything, but I love Tom King, so I think that's a big reason why too. I wanted to read that, and again, that was months ago before I was getting into this random DC kick, or a year ago. Let's see. Brandon saying, check out Mr. Moriscos. Who's that? Oh, Mr. Miracle. Okay, I was like, yeah, so that's on my list. I actually have the trade. I bought the trade, Brandon. So yeah, maybe I'll read that physically, right, instead of the digital stuff. So I just wanted to show a couple other things here because just because I think it's funny. So showing you guys the DC stuff, right? So here's where I'm at right now. Let me just bring this down. Fable says, I want to check that out. Let's continue. Yeah, bro, I'm with you, man. I got to catch up to you a little bit because you have some books on me. But definitely down to team along here. Do a buddy read with a lot of this stuff. I'm definitely down. Copy says, from what I understand, Tom King excels in mini and maxis. Yeah, that's what I've heard. He is doing Batman Catwoman now, and we'll be doing Supergirl maxi. Okay, didn't know that. In the next few months, very cool. John, yes, thank you, sir. Strange Adventures. Yeah, what did I say? Strange Academy. See, there's my Marvel side coming out. Strange Adventures. Thank you, John. So all right, so here's where I'm at, right? Marvel guy, Batman Superman, issue 16. I'm going with it. I really like the cover. But I saw some of the insides of this. It looks really unique the way the story's told. I don't know if all the issues are like that or not, but I definitely want to check it out. Might have to go back, a little bit. Another one here, Detective Comics. This is a great starting point from what I've heard. So yeah, got to continue with that. That's Tamaki. Is that how you say that? Tamaki is the new writer, I know, for Detective Comics. Who was writing this before? Was this Tinian? James Tinian writing this before, I think. What's up, Rage? We got Eric Durant in the house. What's up, Eric? Guys, if you guys are new here, make sure you subscribe, hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. Reminder that this is part of the Tag Team Crew, Tag Team Thursday. Put everybody's descriptions in the everybody's links in the descriptions below. Raging in the house. There he is, my brother. He said, "Come to the dark side" over in our Discord earlier. He's getting me to go over to the DC dark side. I'm down for that. Only picking up DC books with some indies and Alien. Travis, dude, man, some amazing indies, man. I hope that you're getting some good ones, man, for sure. All right, so talked about that a little bit. Other book I wanted to show is we're talking about Teen Titans. Let me just bring this down. Great pickups, Justin, Superman, Baxter. Oh, okay, there you go. It was excellent. Thanks, BJ. Good to know. 8.5 out of 10. All right, for the Batman Superman. That bad boy right there. Look at this. Future State. This is the Teen Titans #1, and it is the B or C cover variant, but this Dustin Nguyen. the reason I wanted this book before I even knew any of the DC stuff that was going on, before I even knew like what Future State was or whatever. I wanted this book when I first saw it because I'm obsessed with Descender, Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. Dustin Nguyen did the artwork for that, and he did the artwork for this cover right here. I absolutely love this style of artwork. I know it's hit or miss for some people. Descender, if you guys haven't read it, I did a really fun book club where I joined JP Collects on his indie show along with Comic Man Andy and John's Comics with Kids, and we broke down the entire 6 trades over the period of 3 or 4 episodes of Hangouts for Descender. And so Dustin Nguyen, man, I love his artwork. So this was just like, whoa, like we get Telsa, right? Tell me that does not look like Telsa. If you guys read Descender, that is definitely Telsa right there with a little longer hair, but totally that vibe. And then Cyborg, I mean, you could even say is Tim, right? Tim 21 right there. So yeah, love this. Absolutely love this. Definitely. Like I said, I downloaded it, so I'm gonna read the first 2 of these since I read Teen Titans. I want to get a little bit more of an understanding now of some of these characters. Maybe I'll go back and reread Teen Titans again, the #1. That'll mean something a little more. But yeah, so oh, sorry. Man, this thing's jumping. We got 18 people in here. Appreciate all of you guys. What's up, Planet? Good to see you, man. Dope. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Good to see you. You were hanging out with us on Tuesday as well. Always a pleasure, my friend. Steve Hip Hops and me representing Team Nerd Herd in the house. What's up, Steve? My brother. I got a book for you, man. Right there, Steve. It's on its way. I mean, it's not right now. It's at my house right now, but it's going to be on its way. Maybe I'll get that out by the weekend. Sorry, just the table. Let's see. I did see. So Eric was saying dope cover. Some fire. See some fire. Some more fire. It's a lot of fire. A lot of hard eyes. Yep, loving all this stuff right now. It's cover B. Thank you, sir. Copy, man. Copy is all over this DC stuff. I love it. Teen Titans Future State was a good read. All right. Yep, holy crap. I thought I saw someone say something about Descender, and maybe I just missed it. Yeah, maybe I missed it. Anyways, all right, guys. So I've been rambling on here. This is probably the longest I've gone. So apologize to anybody who felt like this was too long. If you loved it, then appreciate you. Yeah, definitely got to read both. Make sure you read Descender first, Fable, and then Ascender after that. Ascender, I'm going to start reading soon because, yeah, we might be doing another book club on that. Pretty sure it's in your hand. Yeah, I know. It's on your way. Well, it's here, but you know, in my mind, it's going to Steve soon. So yeah, yeah, guys, make sure Tag Team Thursday. You check out Rod, Just a Rican and his comics, John's Comics with Kids, Old Wolf, Tony, Old Wolf 65, Dan, Comic Shop News, Brandon, ComixKings, and then myself at 7:45. I'll put all the links in the description below. There's what I was looking for before. Descender was awesome. Only read 1 issue of Ascender. Need to get back to it tomorrow. For sure, man. I'm with you. Might have to do that read together, man. That'd be cool. Because I definitely want to get into Ascender now that I've kind of wrapped up that. I got the 2 hardcovers too, by the way, for Descender. Just absolutely loved it. Awesome. Tagged you in a post you might want to discuss tonight on your show. Steve, talking to Steve. Cool. So yeah, man, absolutely, Steve, you got it, brother. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate the time, and always love these Tag Team Thursdays. Appreciate all you guys just hanging out and the commitment and just being there. So and just chiming in and all that stuff. So if you guys have any other thoughts, if there's anything you think I might have missed, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know. We could talk about it. Have a conversation. Hit me up on Instagram. Obviously, I'm always over there. Practically live over there. If you're in the Discord, if you guys don't know, I have a Discord I created for the comic community. Some close friends of mine that I felt that would be cool to create this group. So if you're not part of it yet, and I'm slowly trying to get more invites out, so reach out to me if I haven't sent you an invite yet. It's just a place where we all are hanging out. It's good people. We're just talking comics, literally just there to talk comics. there to talk about what we're reading, what new comics we're picking up. There's no drama, no nothing like that. It's a very friendly environment. Share the occasional show if you have something special coming up, things like that. So, but anyways, great seeing everybody. I want to wrap up now because it's almost 8:30, and I'm definitely going over my time. So, hope you all have a great weekend, great start to the weekend. A lot of great things going on. Make sure you catch me on Saturday for Comic Collector Origins. Going to have James on as my guest, Comics are cheap. He's going to be my guest. So really, really, really excited to talk with him. Been knowing him for quite some time now. So, and my man, Station brother. All right, guys. Well, enjoy the weekend. I will talk to you guys soon. And yeah, wow, went pretty long here. All right, guys. Take care.